And these are pictures of 11-year-old Joshua Piazza. He and his 12-year-old friend were hit by a car on the way to a park in Centennial Friday. That driver just took off, leaving them. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Allen.
And I'm Tom Mustin. Now, both boys survived, but Joshua was seriously hurt. His father spoke with Denver 7's Thomas Hoppo today. He says he just wants that driver to take responsibility.
Did what 11-year-old kids are supposed to do. He stayed on the sidewalk, didn't cross any of the streets. Went to the park.
It's something no parent should have to worry about in their neighborhood.
He was on this road here at a cul-de-sac.
William's 11-year-old son Joshua was walking on this street towards the park, and Amy saw them.
They were partially in the street, partially on the sidewalk, so I stopped and gave a little honk and waved, and they moved over, and they then proceeded to the park, and I came in the house.
But on their way back from the park,
we were in the kitchen, and I definitely heard an impact, just a thump, a big thump.
The people who saw describe as a blue SUV crossover sedan with a green bumper came down the street, drove onto the curb and into the yard behind me. And hit my son and one of his friends.
Witnesses say that the driver came from this way, which is a dead end, hit the two kids over here and then took off.
So you can see the blood from the initial impact here.
And we happened to look out and we're watching the boys getting loaded into the ambulance.
William says Joshua spent 2 days in the hospital with a skull fracture, but luckily his friend was sent home from the crash that night.
They said he's really lucky based on how we got hit and what happened. That, you know, he's lucky to have just sustained the injuries that he did.
Unfortunately, Amy's camera batteries on her house were dead and no video was captured, but both her and William have a message for the driver.
Well, they didn't know, right? If they left, the boy could have died. Just take responsibility.
Most people even stop if you hit a dog or a deer.
In Centennial.
But you hit kids and just kept on going.
Thomas Hoppo, Denver 7.
And we have an update tonight. Joshua is now out of the hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. Now, the details about the driver are limited, but here's what we know. Police are describing him only as a black male, 25 to 30 years old, driving a dark blue sedan or small SUV. And this is unusual. It had a green bumper.